Hi, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Coach's Corner with the South Range head football coach, Mr. Dan Yeagley. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining. And it's game day, so it's always better. So, how are you doing?
I'm
That's the
doing
important
I'm
question.
doing wonderful. It's game day, and I get to talk to you on game day, which is my favorite thing to do on game day, other than call your wonderful undefeated Raiders, which I'll have the chance to do tonight from Raider Stadium.
Awesome.
The last game this year at Raider Stadium, Coach, for your team. Talk to me about how important it is to you and the guys and your entire staff to know that this is you get to go out on your field your way.
It's amazing. And, we talk about that. We talk about the important, the first home game is always important. We always talk about parent night and how important that is for the kids and to spend the time with their family and walk out across the field. I remember my parent night and when I played and walking across with my mom and dad and how special it is, and special now because they're still here. I mean, they're still here. They come to every game and watch, and those things are special. And it used to be parent night was your last home game, and that made it extra special. But now with the playoffs and us doing well and everything else, you get a couple home playoff games and you get to do some extra. And we had a nice talk this morning about how special it is and how young players don't realize the significance of that last game at home. And it's very, very special. And we're going to have, we'll shed a couple tears tonight, and, hopefully things go the way we hope it does. And we're regrouping again for the next week. And then we'll be at neutral sites and playing wherever. And but it's exciting, and the seniors know how special it is because they've had a great career here and a great great season, 12 wins this year or 11 wins going for 12 and week 12, and they know that this is a special game, and they've had a great career at South Range Stadium and looking to go out on a good note, hopefully.
And naturally, I mean, if you've never been to Raider Stadium for a South Range Raider game, it's always been special. But now there's an intro, the band plays when you're running through the banner. It's a very special. It's very emotional, and it's almost like a bolt of lightning hits you right before you guys go out on the field. Talk to me about how it's changed since 1995 to 2021.
It's always been special. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and thanks to the band, they've always made it special throughout all these years, and the cheerleaders have always made it special. But it's the people in the stands. I mean, the South Range community, the South Range faithful that's been following us for years and years. That's what's special. I mean, we're here putting on a show. I mean, we're that's our job, is to entertain people and everything else. And we try to do our very best year in and year out, and game in and game out. And but we're playing. We always talk about playing for each other, playing for the guy next to you, the guy who's going to play in the future, and the guy who played in the past. But those stands are full of people that played or have watched South Range football for years and years and years. And that we're playing for a community. It's bigger than us. I mean, it really is. It's for everybody. And the South Range community has been fantastic for all of us. And years in, and like I said, years in and years out. And it's special. South Range is a special place. And I know I say that often, and some people don't get it, but it's true. South Range is a very special place.
I think it's even cooler now that I know the backstory, that those videos, those hype videos, are by Adriana DeLucia, who is a graduate of South Range.
Oh, it is, and she does a great job. I mean, they're fantastic. My goodness, and she went to college, and that's what she went to college for. And I don't even know her whole story, but she's a great young lady. I mean, I remember having her in class, and her brothers, obviously, and how special the whole family is, and it's fun. She does a super job, and it was fun last week. Sometimes I don't get to see the reaction of other teams, and some tone us out or whatever. But Rootstown last week was watching that, and I think they were impressed. I think that they saw little taste of what South Range football is all about, and it's fun. And thanks to her doing that, and again, thanks to Mr. D and the band and everything else, and the cheerleaders to make it, like I said, make the whole experience special for everybody.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. We'll just keep it between us, okay? So,
okay. Nobody's listening?
Nobody's watching this. Nobody watches this. My mom doesn't even watch this, right? She watches everybody else. All right. Okay. So I know you're not a Steelers fan, but a couple weeks ago, there was an incorporation of almost a rally cry whenever they hit the what the Steelers know as Renegade. So Renegade hits the speakers. Do you even, is there a moment where you can even take that in or pay attention, or is that just you're keeping business as usual? Because the fans certainly took notice of Renegade playing in Raider Stadium.
I didn't even know it happened. I can't lie to you. My goodness. It's a, I'm worried about 65 young men.
Yep.
That's on game day, and that's where my focus is. And I don't hear a lot of the background noise, don't hear a lot of the background songs and everything else. I don't know why I don't hear it. I'm focused on what's at hand. And like I said, these kids are special, and they're very special to me, and that's where my focus is. So I didn't know. Well, good for them. I figure, the South Range community, probably half are Steelers fans, half are Browns fans, since we're right in the middle. But it's I didn't notice that, but I'm glad you did.
I was throwing it up and around. I'm getting excited now just thinking about it.
Well, I hope they do it again for you then.
They did it 6 times against Hubbard. That's when I really noticed it.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Keep on doing it then.
Okay, so now we know that it's business as usual down on that field. I know that the players are locked in as well. They're focused. One of the guys I really want to highlight today is a guy that's really, he's getting some press clippings this season for what he's doing on the field. But Billy Skirpak is really making some headway and breaking some records, and nobody's talking about it. Talk about this junior leader on your team and what he's meant to the success of the Raiders this year.
We talked about today when we had a little wake-up call and got together, and we talked about intro music. There you go.
Phone.
It's your mom yelling at you because
that's it. We are watching this.
He's been a blessing. He stepped in and took over the reins and did a great job and made it his own. He understands what we're trying to do. Him and Coach Allegretto have a great bond where they're thinking on the same wavelength, and they know what each other's thinking. And we give them a lot of leeway. We give them a chance to check off plays at the line of scrimmage according to what's going on, and he's done a super job all year. He understands. And today when we were talking about explosive plays and stuff like that, and we talked about Crestwood's explosive plays and play through them today actually, and we talked about us, talked about our explosive plays and how we've had a whole bunch of them, a plethora of very explosive plays, and Dylan running, Connor Jones running the ball well, but then all of a sudden there's Billy tossing it all over the place, and he's done a super job. And we talk about quarterback ratings. We do quarterback ratings and everything else, and he's been almost perfect almost every single week, and with his percentages, with his touchdown passes and everything else, and he's he is a leader, and the kids look up for him, the kids respect him, and the kids know that he's in charge when we're in the huddle. And he's going to break multiple records. I guess we haven't talked about him because they're going to keep on falling as this season and next year goes on. And he's just a great young man, and like I said, he's fun to be around. He has fun at practice, and he even runs the scout team. Does a great job running the scout. He's always in the mix, and luckily, he's been, knock on wood, been healthy most of the season and doing a super job. And like I said, he understands what we're trying to do. Him and Coach Allegretto are on the same wavelength, and he understands what we have to do and what has to be done to make the team successful. And he does he has a lot of things going on, but he really does put the team first and understands how important it is to have the team there, because the team is what's going to make everything click.
Well, I know I owe him a boatload of graphics coming up for all the records he's breaking, all the things he's done this year. But one I want to highlight is Billy threw an 89, and you probably remember this vividly, an 89-yard touchdown pass to Connor earlier this year against Struthers, surpassing the all-time South Range record of 86 yards from Ryan Miller to Greg Dunham in 2014. Just a little bit of what Billy Skirpak has done this year. And we've been watching, obviously, very, very closely since Anello Bazzacco, which was our first year in 2017. Coincidentally, 10-0 that season as well. So there's a lot of similarities to this team and that team, and we've talked about that. Let's talk about the postseason and the regular season. And a lot of people talk about the honor and privilege it is to get to Week 11, to Week 12 and on. This is a Raider team that, and I apologize if I'm speaking out of turn, expected to be in Week 11 and Week 12 and continuing, hopefully, to Week 16.
You know what? There is a lot of expectations, but they also know. We talked about that a little bit this week too. That it's one game at a time. Because if you don't perform well and you don't do your job, you're turning in equipment. And they understand that you can't overlook anybody. You gotta play hard. You gotta do all the little things. We talked about. We beat Rootstown last week, and then all of a sudden, this team beat Rootstown week 1. So Crestwood is they're in Week 12 for a reason, because they have a really good running back and they have a really good quarterback that makes things happen. And there is a lot of expectations of these kids, and these kids have set high goals. And we don't talk about goals a whole lot. I talk about I don't want to put my goals or my expectations on the kids, because they have their own. Some of them are individual, some of them are team oriented. We allude to the team oriented ones quite a bit, but we say you got to have goals. You got to set your sights high. That when you start your business, you set your goals high and set your standards high, and you knew the hard work that it took to get there, or to get where you want to be, and you're still not done. Right. You still have bigger goals, and YSN is a great example of what hard work will do, and how hard work will pay off in the long run. And we do the same thing. We talk about work hard, win the day, get after it, get better. If you don't have a good week of practice, then chances are it's going to reflect on game day. Little things like that. So we've been, our goals are high. We're a lot of expectations. When it gets to Week 12, having been there a few times, it gets harder. It really does. And the distractions become a little bit more, and little things like that. But kids were focused this week. I've been real pleased with how focused they were, and getting better day in and day out. And, after this one, luckily enough to win tonight, it's going to get harder and harder as the weeks go on. And the focus has to get a little bit more narrow. We got to make sure that we're on the right path, and that we're on the same path together. That's the main thing. As a team, we can do anything. As individuals, we're going to struggle. So we're going to fight and keep on going, and try to focus on the team, and focus on Crestwood tonight, not the other weeks. We got to focus on this one.
The margins of victory have been significantly up. You know what I mean? And I think that's a token of both the offense that people have been talking about since week 1, but also your defense is really, really starting to shine, and really starting to make some headlines, because you look at teams like, I mean, I don't know if you got to watch any of the games last night, but you watched the West Branch and Poland game, and obviously you scrapped with Poland. Everybody talks about their defense, and you guys were able to come out on the other side from that. You look at some of these other teams against Hubbard and Canfield, two teams you're very familiar with. Hubbard's in your conference. Does it make you, I mean, I don't want to say do you pay attention to that, because I know you hear about it, because that's who you are. You're embedded in the community, and you're embedded in the coaching fraternity. But do you ever sit there and go, like I do when I wake up this morning, and go, oh, how good is South Range that they're putting these teams to sleep by this margin of victory?
We're looking to win. That's the ultimate goal, but how much doesn't matter. I mean, we're looking to win, and again, hats off to my staff, because they do tremendous things. Coach Allegretto and the offensive staff, they do, they have it clicking offensively. And, Coach Rock and the defensive staff, they have it clicking. And, we make some bold moves throughout the year, and not just play calling, but just even in practice and some changes and things like that, because we have faith and trust in the kids that they're going to get it done. We felt like there's sometimes during this year that we were stagnant a little bit and had to make some changes. And, here you are 7-0 or 6-0, and all of a sudden you're saying, yeah, we got to do some things a little bit differently here. We got to, it's not where we wanted to be at that time, and, made some changes, and hats off to them agreeing and implementing the things that we need to do to get better, and the changes that we need to do. The margin of victory, you look at it, and I know other people look at it, and you look at West Branch and their offense and how well they've done all year, and putting up a lot of points and this and that. And we put up some points, and we played great defense. And, the thrill is, the last few weeks is our young kids have bought into what we're selling. And, when they're getting in, they're still keeping our opponents out and maintaining a couple shutouts here. And mainly because they understand that that's what we want as a team, and that's what they're playing for the older kids. I mean, that's what's amazing. And the old kids get excited about it. You see them cheering on the sideline and everything else, and it really is. It's a great team. And like I said, we're not looking at margin of victories, and we're not looking at this. We're looking at we talked about efficiency before, and we're trying to be efficient offensively and efficient defensively, and things are happening, but. Things are going to get tougher as it goes on, but we're blessed. I mean, blessed over and over to be in a great league. The NE8, having, 4 teams in, 4 teams in, half the teams got into the postseason, and half the teams won the first game in the postseason and moved on. And last night was a tough one for the league, but they went against some really good opponents. So, hopefully, we really feel that the league prepared us for this, prepared us for the playoffs, along with the rest of our schedule with, Springfield, Kansas Central Catholic, and those guys really prepared us for this postseason and gave us the looks that, we're going to see in this postseason. So, no, not looking at the margins of victories. We're looking at the wins and looking at the next week, and one game at a time. And like I said, I'm just so proud of these kids. I told the newspaper that the other day that I know I say it over and over again, but I really am. I'm so proud of these kids and how hard they played all year, and how hard they fought for each other, and maintain their goals, and to maintain what they're focused on, what they're trying to accomplish.
I mean, I can't be in love with that response anymore. I know you don't care as long as it's +1 for the burgundy and gold.
That's exactly right.
It does not matter to you, but
right.
It is impressive nonetheless. And
it is impressive, and like I said, hats off to my staff, because they've gotten us to that point where our offense is clicking. And like we talked about Billy and Dylan and Connor, and go on down the list. Aiden and Shane and all those guys. JD, they're making things happen, and you got to give credit to the guys up front offensively, because they're making it happen too. And defensively, it's basically the same kids. They're fighting tooth and nail to do what they're expected to do, and it's fun. I mean, last night I didn't watch a game. I can tell you that right now. I didn't watch a game. I watched South Range actually. I was going through and going some things and went through the season and watched some South Range plays and some South Range highlights. And I ran across the 89-yarder by Connor Jones, Billy to Connor, and how great a play that was. And, I watched South Range last night and watched a little Crestwood along the way. I almost said Crestview. I guess we talked about that.
You and I, we're in the same boat.
I know, Crestwood, and watch some of them and watch some of their explosive plays and stuff like that. And it was a nice, relaxing evening with Kelly, and watched some football and ate a little ice cream, and watched South Range instead. And to me, that's more important. I'm glad, like I said, the teams in the area are doing well, and best of luck for all of them, and even tonight, and hopefully us Raiders, we we can keep it going also.
Coach, you and I have talked about being different. That's one of the things in my personal life that I strive to be. I strive for our network here to be different. And I feel like you're on that same kind of avenue, that same groove where it's a little different, because most coaches, and I don't want to speak for anybody else, but most coaches would watch a game or two, last night and see kind of what was going on. You're so focused on your kids always. And I think that's what makes you and your staff different. So my question to you is, how do you build the relationships that you build with your staff and the kids that come through? And you've done it so well and so authentically over the last, since 1995 and probably before then. How do you do that? There's an intention there.
They know I care about them. I mean, my staff knows I care about them. They went to games. I mean, they were all over last night, and we have a group chat going on. So I was keeping track of the games and just wasn't watching them. And the kids know too. The kids know that not just me, but the whole staff cares about them, and we're here for them week in and week out, and year in and year out. They're what's important to us. My staff, I've been fortunate that the school system has given me the opportunity to hire who I want and bring in who I want, and it's like I said, South Range is a great place, and they give me that power. Very picky on who I bring in, and sometimes I bring people in because they need us and we need them, and it's a good mesh because we can help them grow. And we've lost some great coaches that went on and pursued the careers at other places, which is what you want to happen. You want them to go ahead and be successful wherever they go, and that's exciting. But the kids, I just they know that we're there for them. And this morning, why was I watching film of us last night? Because I wanted to go ahead and there's some things I wanted to show them about why we have been successful and what we have to continue doing to be successful. And I want to show them some Crestwood stuff of why they're in week 12 and what they're doing to be successful. And so, come up with a little highlight films and some things like that to help us and help them, and again, to grow. I mean, we're trying to grow as a team, and we're trying to grow. Here it is, week 12 tonight, and we're still trying to get better. We have to improve, because if we get past tonight, the teams keep on getting better and better, and we have to perform at another level. And luckily, my staff, like I said, they believe in what I believe, and they believe in the kids, and they believe that where we want to go, and they have goals also. And like I said, I got a phenomenal staff that eats and sleeps South Range Raider football, and believes in what we're trying to do, and the kids do too. I mean, we spend a lot of time together, and they know that I'm always going to be there for them. They know the staff is always going to be there for them, and we try to build a special relationship. But we love them. We really do. I love these kids, and I love my staff, and South Range is, like I said, a special place, and we're going to continue fighting, and hopefully we get to play another week, and whatever happens. But when it all comes to an end, guess what? We still love each other, and we still care about these kids, and we still care about the staff, and that's never going to change no matter what happens. And the kids know that, but we're going to fight. Keep on fighting until the very end, and play South Range Raider football, and get it done.
I thought I was going to get you there. I thought I was going to get away with one without the South Range football. You got me. You got me. Well done, sir. Well done.
Well, we are. We're going to get after it. And tonight's a special night, because it is, like we talked about, the last home game for these seniors. And, and the underclassmen are going to be watching. They know that sooner or later it's going to be their turn. And it's special. I'm looking forward to it. And, Raider football is special, and we're going to come out and play South Range Raider football.
Coach Dan Yeagley, some of my favorite moments each week. Thank you once again for spending so much of your time with us, especially on game day. We appreciate you, and good luck tonight against Crestwood.
Oh, thank you. I just I appreciate all you do, and looking forward to seeing you tonight. And I know you treated Kelly good last weekend when it was raining a little bit, and she said she would have helped you if you needed help. So
she's always welcome. Any Yeagley's always welcome in the press box with us. In the YSN suite.
It's awesome, but I really appreciate you and all you've done for the teams in the area. My goodness, it's I know one of my coaches had 4 games going at once and down in his basement and here's the nice thing: he was there with his kids and he was there with his dad. It was family time, and you can't beat that. You can't beat the family time. You can't beat the time, because that's special. And you're making that happen. And like I said, I appreciate all you do. YSN is awesome, and you promote kids, which is even better. And we talked about that a long, long time ago. And it's all about the kids.
Well, there's only one thing left to say, Coach.
I know. Go Raiders.